listen, there are a lot of people that are divided in this country right now. The reason why I'm bringing this up, we're divided on masks. We're divided on some of the most basic things that we should all agree on, and that is let's get this virus over with. Let's try to solve the issue for the American people. Mask wearing, right? And by the way, Joe Biden talked about it last night. So why am I bringing up the mask issue? Well, someone who certainly is a hero, I think it's very fair to call him a hero. And by the way, I think anybody who served this country honorably is a hero. You don't have to have killed a terrorist or Osama Bin Laden to be called a hero. Anybody who serves this country honorably is a hero. And I don't care what your political beliefs are. I've always felt that way. But if you recall, the man's name is Robert O'Neill. He's a retired U.S. Navy SEAL, and he was credited with the killing of Osama bin Laden. Thank God. But now he's been banned from going on a plane of a certain airline because he didn't wear a mask. This is really a crazy situation. So here's what happened. This guy O'Neill, again, this 44-year-old, he's the man who was responsible for killing Osama bin Laden. God bless him. But he put out a tweet, and in the tweet, he put out a picture not wearing a mask. It's since been deleted on social media. We're talking about the company Delta. He put in a caption, "I am not a P word," the same word that Donald Trump used, grabbing women by the P word. So he puts up this picture. He's not wearing a mask, and he says, "I'm not a P word." So at the time, Delta didn't know that he was doing this. So since then, they have informed him that he is no longer allowed to go on Delta flights because of doing that. Now, I think what he did was stupid. I don't think that was smart. He said the picture was a joke and that he had his mask in his lap when it was taken. He also criticized Delta in response to the ban by writing, "Thank God it wasn't Delta flying us in when we killed bin Laden." Now, I don't think the two issues should be conflated, but I am bringing up his history because he is a hero. So here's my opinion on this, and then I'll give you a statement from Delta, but I want to give you my opinion on it first. First of all, I think Delta overreacted. I think what they should have done is they should have probably emailed him or given him a warning and said, "Hey, you can't do that. If you do it again, then you're not going to be able to go on these flights. So can you please delete that tweet? And can you please put something out because you are someone with a platform and say, listen, I think we should all wear a mask and it was just a joke and it was a bad joke in poor taste." No problem. Then we all can move on. And I think he would have been okay with that, I think. So I think they overreacted. But in the same sense, this is a man with a platform. This isn't just somebody on Twitter that's posting one of these anti-maskers walking around.
This guy murdered the most famous terrorist of all time.
No, I understand. That's why I'm saying he has a platform. He's a hero and he has a platform. So
he's absolutely a hero.
Right. So more importantly, if you have a platform, I don't care if you're Paris Hilton or, if you have a lot of followers on social media, it's important to be responsible. And we all make mistakes. I understand that. But he made a mistake. While I don't agree with the way Delta has handled this situation, I also don't agree with what he did. A man with a platform who puts up a picture, basically it's an anti-masker. There's nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about posting a picture saying you must be a P word if you're wearing a mask. That's not cool, man. He made a mistake. So I think they both handled it wrong. But my question to the listeners, and I'll ask you, JD, the same question, and I'll open up the phone lines at 702-257-5396. My question is this. Do you think it's okay, someone with a platform who makes a joke about wearing a mask, calls people a P word if they're wearing a mask, somebody with a platform like the man who killed Osama bin Laden, do you think that's okay? And do you think it's okay for Delta banning this man now from going on flights?
Well, this guy's he's probably callous just the way that he talks. He's military. He's special forces. These guys are highly trained. They hang out a lot. I think that Delta banning him from a flight is going to cost them a lot of future business. The people that follow this guy on Twitter, I don't even know who he was. So he probably has a niche following. I think he's got almost 500,000 followers, but the people who follow him on Twitter are probably like that rhetoric. Maybe they don't enjoy wearing masks. I don't particularly enjoy wearing a mask, but I think he just I think that's just who he is and how he operates. Where he uses terms like P word and B word, and he kind of has that outer edge, like I'm very tough and I'm invincible, and because he's military, and I think a lot of guys think that way.
Okay, so let me just say this though. Even if you're right, I still think what he did was wrong. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It sends a bad message.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
There's nothing.
If I had a following that size, because you're right, it could inflict. I mean, it could cause someone to die. That could happen.
But if you remember, it was not that long ago, and then I'll take some phone calls at 257-5396. It wasn't that long ago that Donald Trump, actually less than a month ago, that Donald Trump was chastising and making fun of Joe Biden because the man was wearing a mask. This is the same type of thing. This man who killed Osama Bin Laden called people P-word, the same word that Donald Trump used when bragging about sexual assault, if you're wearing a mask on a plane. This is nothing new. There are people out there that are Donald Trump followers that think that you are a P-word if you're a wimp, that if you wear a mask. And I'm sorry, folks, that's wrong. But let's take your calls at 257-5396. What do you think? Do you think that he should have been banned from Delta flights? Or do you think Delta handled it wrong? Do you think he handled it wrong? Or do you think there's nothing wrong with him putting out a picture calling people the P-word if they're wearing masks on airplanes?